This is Scott Morrissey here with Rick Vaive, NHL career total of about 450 goals, including 3 50-plus goal seasons. So, Mr. Vaive, why did you decide to join the Dundas Real McCoys?
Well, I think it was just a combination of my love for hockey, the love of competing and playing hockey, and that basically was it in a nutshell. I wasn't coaching and at this particular time, and kind of felt that this was something I'd like to do, so I took that opportunity.
You got hurt in the last game, an ankle injury, I believe. But up until then, were you enjoying the final series against Cambridge?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was competitive. It was highly contested, and it was very intense. But that's part of the game. Sometimes injuries occur, and you got to be ready for that. But up until that point, everything was great.
So what do you think about the game tonight? 4-2 after 2 periods. If they had you, it'd be 7-2, eh?
Well, I don't know about that. But going into the third period up 4-2, that's a nice position to be in, and hopefully we can go out, settle things down a little bit. They scored a late goal, which is going to give them a little bit of momentum, but what we have to do is go out right away and kind of take that away from them.
So it's coming up on 20 years since you became the first Leaf player to score 50 goals in one season. You had just broken Frank Mahovic's Leaf record of 48 goals. So in a span of, I think it was only like 2 days, 2 games, you went from 46 goals to 50. How big a thrill were those 2 games?
Well, it's hard to describe, really. It was, both nights were fantastic nights. Especially when you score 4 goals against a guy like Tony Esposito, and you break a record like Frank Mahovlich, a great like Frank Mahovlich's record. It's a pretty good feeling, and probably, I guess, the next best thing in my professional career would have been, or to winning a Stanley Cup, probably that, and I never did get to do that.
4 goals against Tony Esposito, the Chicago Blackhawks' great goalie, 420 victories, and then you scored your 50th against Mike Liut, right?
Yep.
So, let's see, 420 wins for Esposito and 290, I think, for Liut.
Pretty good.
Four against those 2 goalies. That's something. Your 50th goal the next year, it came against Gilles Gilbert, I believe his name was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was it, against Detroit. Gilles Gilbert was a goaltender.
The same Gilles Sabre who gave up Jean Bellows' 500th goal, and the goal that got Don Cherry fired.
Yeah. Same guy.
So, yeah, like I said, the next 2 years you scored 50 goals, and no Leaf player has ever scored 50 goals more than once. So I guess it was no surprise that you were honored as one of the Leafs' top 25 players of all time. Given the Leafs' rich history of superstars, being named top 25 Leafs of all time, would that be right up there for scoring 50 goals?
There's no question. When you think of 75 years a franchise has been around, and of all the great players that have gone through the organization, and you're chosen as one of the top 25 of all time, that certainly is a heck of an honor.
Do you kind of feel slighted that despite 440 NHL goals and 876 games, you weren't inducted to the Hall of Fame? Because I've looked at other great right wingers, and yes, I do know they were from other eras, but the fact remains, you scored more goals than Rod Gilbert, Yvon Cornwallier, Bernie Geoffrion, and Andy Bathgate. Yet all of them made the Hall of Fame, and you didn't. Does that bother you?
No, well, I guess I'd probably be lying totally if I said it didn't. I didn't think about it sometimes. I don't think it's something that bothers me on a day-to-day basis, but sometimes you sit down and you think about it, and you wish it could happen. The Hall of Fame is a very special place to be inducted into, and it certainly would be a unbelievable honor if that were ever to happen. But and sometimes you think about that, but it's out of your control, so there's no sense in worrying about it. You go on with life and hope that maybe one day it'll happen.
I understand you're playing quite well, eh?
Well, doing my best.
So, are you planning to come back next year?
No, that's really not my plans. As I've said to a few other people, I am going to continue to work out because I'm going to work out with my 16-year-old son over the summer and play a little hockey as well. And if someone was willing to said they needed or would like me to come back and and play, it's something I'd have to think about. But it's not something that I'm pursuing right now, actively pursuing, no.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vaive. And, well, I was hoping I could see you tonight, and but maybe another day I could see you and Big Bertha out there.
Well, I sure hope so.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.